Hello? Is this thing even working? Probably. Okay. Oh well. Yeah, okay, that should be working. Good. At least I didn't mess up that badly on the equipment they gave me. Anyways. Hello, people, or most likely person who is listening to this, because if anyone else is listening to this, well then you're probably in the wrong area, or rereading this or / listening to this because someone made a mistake. Not my fault. Anyways, that's not a problem. Anyway. Shit. Anyway. Let me restart, actually. Hello. I am with what I would have to guess a off-brand part of the government called the IS. Let me make sure I got this correct. The ISSRS, or the Internal Safety Security Record System. A system where I and a few other people have been brought up and made into quote-unquote readers of statements, or what most people know as an archivist. Yes. Okay. Good. That seems correct. Okay, what else do they want me to go through this so much? Why is this contract's flipping massive? I am recording this because so the government can, or the ISSRS can know I have done this. Okay, so they would want. Okay, I see. I also want to keep a save for this, so let me put that. Okay, cool. My name is William Evans, a quote-unquote new archivist of the ISSRS. My job is to read quote-unquote statements of people who have been given stories that should not make sense, that have been given to the 911 for best of what's to call it. I might as well say it unnatural behaviours of things they uncovered. So if they have uncovered a thing or they want to talk about it, they come to. Well, they don't come now anymore, do they? It's strange. Let me. Should I restart? No, I'm too far in now. Whatever. That's what I have to do. If there's any mistakes, I am sorry. I'll re-inform you in the upcoming statements. But for now, this is the best you'll get. To be honest, I was not expecting this job, but, well, I'm here now anyways. Me and 5 other people have been obviously given this job, and yeah, they basically just give us their quote-unquote supernatural stories that the 911, police department, fire department, wherever they are, don't want to handle, and they give it to us to look into and see if they are supernatural, which obviously they're not. Why would they be? Anyways, one good thing about this job, as a side thing, is technically I'm my own boss. I only have to go in like a few times in the next coming months to give real life statements if people are going and like give it in person or write it. If not, then they just write it down and they they send it over to my house, giving it to me for me to obviously record on this stupid shitty laptop. Piece of fucking shit. Anyways, what else do you want me to say? Sorry, it's a scuffed. This place is a mess. They've given me a pile of what I have to guess as upcoming statements that I have to read, which were not in order when I delivered them. Well, got them, and I have spent a good flipping week sorting that out, making them all even for the best best in order. Obviously, there'll be a few out of order, but most of them will be around the same time, hopefully, which will be good because I want to get this done before we have to start doing those in real life statements. At least I have to do it for the first month. That'll be a pain. Anyways, that's no problem for the future, right? So yes, that it should be it for what you need to know. So if you're reading this and you're not part of the ISRS, you can end now and leave. If you are, well, sit tight, because we both know what's about to happen. End recording 1. Okay, well, if you're listening to this, then we both know what this is about. Oh well. It's not like I've been only told in the last week. I knew it. These are the statements from the last statements from the Lost and Mind Institute that have unfortunately or positively fallen down to quote unquote calamities, which we both know. The Lost Institute failed to have ritual of some sort, and well, the Mind Institute, I couldn't even start to figure out how it collapsed, and to be honest, I couldn't care less. The only reason I'm at this job is because that place collapsed. Maybe it's a positive, maybe it's a negative. Anyways, the important stuff now. Seriously. Oh wait, one more thing. If the statements are uneven or unmatching with previous statements, or some just don't make sense, blame it on the ritual of the Lost Institute being quote unquote gone, destroyed, burnt, whatever you want to call it, and for the Mind Institute's loss of a building itself, making them both collapse, and us only having a few years to regain barely any of those statements. And for those who we did collect, were separated into and given to 5 different people, me included, obviously. It's time to get to the fears. Sorry. Jesus Christ. The 15 fears. The fears that have been popping up for, we don't know how long now, actually. They're still apparently trying to figure it out. If I believe them, it's a whole different story. Story that I don't want to get into. A story that you probably couldn't give 2 fucks about. Anyways, the 15 fears. The eye, the buried, the slaughter, the web, the stranger, the lonely, the vast, the execution, or now known as the extinction, the flesh, the hunt, the spiral, the desolation, the corruption, and the dark. If there's any others, or any of they have changed, I still do not know. I've only been told this, like I've said, in the last week or so. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this unfortunate job. Anyways, The I, the beating of I see you, or the do you know if you're really being watched? The feeling of being watched, followed, well, less followed now, isn't it? More cameras, more eye related. Next, the buried. Deep spaces. You're at the centre of the earth and the world is crashing down on you. The world is deeper than it is. You're being crushed underground. That's basically it. I don't know how to explain it. These really slaughter, murder, madness, uncaring about killing, the web control spiders, the stranger, the I do not know you, or the who are you really? There's only a few that I truly know. One is the I, obviously. The stranger is another. Stranger is people that you do not know, people that you do not trust, people that you thought you once knew that you do not know anymore. I think that's basically it. The lonely is you truly being lonely. Well, obviously. The vast, deep spaces, too open, deep sea, nothingness, slightly like the lonely, the extinction, the end of all mankind, the end of all things, just nothingness, the flesh. This one I not fully saw on, just pigs, animals more related, from what I can tell. The end. Who doesn't fear death? Spiral, madness. You're being lied to and you do not know it. The desolation, fire, end of everything, burning, pain and suffering, corruption, illnesses, diseases, worms, and the dark. Does that even need to be explained? Anyways, from what I can see, there's a few ways for they can be formed or they can be sewn up in these statements. Each one of these, it has to be noted down and examined through each of these statements. Few of them might be real, few of them not. The ones that we know are real, I will be recording. I trust that myself. There are obviously a few ways that they can be sewn in each statement. So here is the list. 1. Avatar. People who fear them can also, or meet them, can one day have a chance to become one. Fortunately, or luckily, maybe unfortunately, there are, after the fall of the Mine Institute, they're basically almost all disappeared. Not all of them, but most of them have, quote unquote, dropped off the face of this earth. A good amount of them have just upped and vanished. Same, and that goes the same for servants. Number 2, servants are being formed from the fear, are being formed from the entities of each of the fears. The entities are the fears itself, and they can summon servants to sow and mark people to either become their avatar or just feed off them. Most people don't become avatars, just so you understand that. If they embody the fear, from what I understand, they can maybe become one. 3, artifacts. A thing like a tape recorder or a notebook or book. Things that are entities or the fears have linked to, or a servant has marked, causing it to have different outcomes affected by the entity itself. a location that embodies the fear itself. After much fear happens in that one place, or too much of it at one point, or a servant or fear itself marks it, it'll be connected to it. 5. The rituals. Rituals can be done by servants and avatars. They mostly kill and feed the fears itself. True use of rituals are supposed to merge the world. Never has. It's bullshit. Whatever. Never has been truly done before. Never has changed the world from our knowing. From our tell, it's just mostly bullshit. They mostly just feed them, devour them, devour the people it watches, its fear, its energy from them, and becomes more involved in this world. And then we got the books. The books are not exactly related to the fears. That is because they are made by a man called what we once thought was called Jake. We once also thought it was a guy called Philip, but now we do not know. Because after we met someone named Philip a few years back, he disappeared. What I have heard, which I do not know if it's true, because I do not believe the fuckers that are behind this, he disappeared right in front of them. I call bullshit on that, because I cannot believe a man can straight up disappear in front of them without being an avatar of some sort. Most likely lonely, but still, I can't believe it. They're hiding some of that. I know that myself. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. They are made by writing about the fears from what we know and using that to somehow make a connection to it, making it able to use its power. Like I said earlier, this place is fucked. Sorry. Give me a second. Not again. Anyways, they are somehow written by this guy called Philip, or maybe Jake, who knows anymore, and they somehow link to the fears using their powers to affect the surroundings, whoever reads the book. I've seen a few of those myself. They're odd things. I do say myself. Now back to the reason why I do have this job. Like I mentioned in my previous tape, we were able to do this job because 2 and a bit years ago, the Mind Archives, or Institute, what I have known it for now, collapsed, and the archivist and its helpers, as well as its boss, went missing. A few of the helpers were found dead, from what I've been told, and the articles, but I don't know. But the boss, the archivist, Joel, and the boss, Lucas, as well as the main assistant, Max, who is thought to be a servant of the stranger, after, I quote, someone found his lifeless body move and a face with his eyes watching back. After that, we were not able to find him. They did go searching for him. If they found him or not, or if they didn't want to tell me, I do not know. Most likely, he's still out there hiding somewhere. Because I doubt the government have a way to find these things anyways. But I even believe it myself. So, after the institute collapsed for unknown reason, we're now doing their job. I'm first, from what I've been told to do, go through the lost archive location first, then the mine archives location secondly, so then I can start, after all of that, get to the ones that are currently in front of me. They told me to first recap the journey up to this point and gave me a few statements that they haven't gone through yet of each of the locations. As well, they told me to do sub-statements and gave me all the information and documents I needed to do follow-ups with people and places. Is that everything? Oh, the dates. From what I've been figured out so far, all the places for the Lost Institute or Lost Archives, from what I've been quote-unquote told to say, are from 1999 and before, with the Mine Institute being set up in the 2000s or 2001 to 2027, when it's collapsed. That goes with the Mine Institute, the Lost Institute in 1990 when it collapsed. It is the place before the Mine Institute. It collapsed most likely to the ritual, from what I've been told. I think that might be everything. If there's anything else, yes, actually, that. Where is it? I've been told to also, where is it? Shit, have I already lost? How have I lost it already? That's not a good sign. Also, yes, sorry for the cough. It's old habit. Anyways, there we go. There it is. Good. Each statement, I must put the date at the start of it. So, for example, if a statement was made in 1909, the statement number would be 0919, and then I've been told to put these letters DFPCS. What they stand for, I do not know. Quote unquote, they'll apparently do it for me until I'm quote unquote ready to understand the full experience. Then I must put what fear I think it's part of. So 0919 DFPCS, and let's say for example web, and then that's it. And then I send it out, and I don't know what they do with it. They might go back through it, link it with others. It's not my care to look into it. Obviously, if it's a book, I'll put book next to it as well. Is that... Oh, wait, yes. Shit. I forgot to also, I need to put either if it's an avatar, a location, a ritual, or another one of those. I forgot. My bad. Sorry, this is all a bit over the place, but it's got to do for now. I have read through a few of the old statements as I'm here. I read through a few that I've given. There are interesting people, like the old archivist, Joel. Very interesting, I must say. I do want to know more about the collapse, but I have a feeling they won't want to tell me that too soon. Oh well. I've read, for the statements that I've read through in the past, They will be explained if needed in further statements. For now, that is unimportant information. To what I think, anyways. Now that is truly everything. That is the rituals, the books, the avatars, the servants, the dates, the statement, how we record it, the institutes. That's basically everything. One positive though is that I do get to stay in my own room all day. Do wish I get to see the sunlight more, but you get what you're given. Sorry, I'm yapping away. Statement ends. I got a few things wrong, but that's fine. Okay. Well, you didn't tell me. Okay. Yes. I understand. I'm doing it now. Okay. Bye. Ungrateful bastards. Anyways, I got a few things wrong and I missed out a few things. So here it is, an extra part to make things clear up. The Lost Institute building was destroyed in 1999 or late 2000s to the ritual, as we all know. As for the Mind Institute, it was built around the same time as a sub-part of the Institute, which lasted from 2000 or 1999 to 2027 when it was destroyed. The person before Joel, Scott, was there from 2000 and I think 10. No, from the beginning, from 2000 to 2023 or 22, late 22, where he went missing and Joel took over around 2020, late 2023 or very early 2024. As for other information, that is mostly not important right now. As we know, the year is 2030. It's been, 3 years and a bit now, and a half since the Mind Institute destroyed. I don't know why it took so long to remake this area up, but it makes sense. They had to find all the statements from all buildings. Talk about the old buildings, actually, I did get a bit more information. Apparently, before the building collapsed even further, in the first year or so, they got some footage of the final moments. They saw Joel being either taken or talking to or about a servant of what we expect of the slaughter called the Slayer. He was seen in a statement called the Sharp Point at some point, from what I've read already. Like I said, they did get a few statements and back, the ones that Joel already had done, and us five were able to read through it. To be honest, now I'm thinking about it, I never did get their names. Oh well. Yes, the Slayer, servant, an entity of the slaughter. Mentioned in the statement Sharp Point, he killed and tortured someone on the phone as he's on the phone to the police. Like I said, if there's any other people that are re-shown in these statements, I will mention it when they appear. But for now, that is not important. Most likely they won't appear, but anyways. That should be all. I'm sorry if any of that misunderstood. But the problem was, Joel was not good at time, it seems. Statement numbers and dates were all mixed up, all wrong, Why were they so distorted? it seemed like time itself wasn't being used properly to explain it well. Oh well, that should hopefully make it more reasonable for what you guys to understand. Substatement ends.
And that ends episode 1.